What's up guys, if you're the type of person who likes to swing your axe around like a madman while attempting to destroy your foes, or maybe just like blending stuff, then this build is for you. This build is viable for both softcore and hardcore gameplay, it deals a great amount of damage and has excellent survivability. Furthermore, the build is very budget friendly and can be played by both veterans and beginners alike. Oh, and it is of course at series viable. Before we begin, I should note that the build can be played as both the Juggernaut Marauder class and the Duelist Champion. My preferred choice is the Champion, and so this guide will reflect those choices, even though what you're seeing on the screen is a Marauder. The forum guide will contain the information on how to set up both choices though. For defenses, this build makes use of a high amount of life, multiple endurance charges, tons of armor, and a few castman damage taking setups, each providing their own defense and utility. Your main damage setup consists of Cyclone, melee physical damage, faster attacks, added fire damage, life gain on hit, and weapon elemental damage. To further improve your damage, I'd suggest linking 2 Wall Haste gems, Blood Rage, and increased duration. For better mobility, you will need Leap Slam linked with faster attacks. In the other 2 sockets, I suggest adding in Blasphemy together with the Warlord's Mark curse. With this setup, your Warlord's Mark will instead act as an aura surrounding your character. Any enemy influenced by the aura will grant you a chance to generate endurance charges and provide you with all the life and mana leech you need. To further improve your defenses, I also recommend Castman damage taking linked with Immortal Call, increased duration, and Molten Shell. With this setup, you will, whenever you take a big hit of damage, automatically proc Immortal Call and Molten Shell, thus making you immune to physical damage and greatly increasing your armor rate for a short duration. Finally, to further boost your damage and make your life a little easier, I recommend using Hatred, Rallying Cry, Castman damage taken, and Flame Golem. With this, you'll get a massive damage boost and you don't have to worry about constantly resummoning the Golem by yourself. In order to use Cyclone, your character needs to reach level 28 and complete the quest Sever the Right Hand in Act 3. Before that, I recommend using Molten Strike linked with added fire damage and faster attacks to level with. If you're interested in spending a bit of currency on cheap leveling items, I'd recommend you buy yourself a Limb Split, then a Wide Swing. At level 33 you can get yourself a Reaper's Pursuit, and then after that a Blood Reaper. And these axes will carry you all the way until you can get your first endgame weapon at level 58, the Comb's Primacy, which I'll talk about in just a minute. As for the skill tree, make it your first priority to grab a bit of extra damage from Born to Fight and Butchery. Then head over and grab Resolute Technique, then start to head towards the Templar Start and pick up the Area of Effect nodes for your Cyclone. From here you want to head towards the Duelist Start and pick up the various damage and life notables including Golem's Blood, which will make it very easy for you to sustain your Blood Rage. After that, it is a simple matter of picking up the remaining various life, armor, jewel, and damage notables throughout the skill tree. And please note, if you're in doubt on how to spend your skill points, then make sure to check the leveling skill tree templates listed in the forum build guide for a more detailed step-for-step approach. The link is in the description of the video. The Ascendency class of choice for this build is the Champion. Here you need to pick up Unstoppable Hero, Fortitude, and then finally Inspirational. This setup will make you significantly tankier by granting you a permanent amplified 45 buff and greatly increasing your movement speed as well, which is very important with Cyclone. Overall, the Champion is a solid choice, but as I said, you can go with the Juggernaut as well, and there is instructions on how to do this in the forum guide. As for the bandits, you need to help Ogre on normal, kill them all in cruel, and help Kraden on merciless difficulty for the frenzy charge. For your gear, you primarily need to look for affixes such as added flat physical damage to attacks, increased attack speed, life and armor to make yourself more tanky, and of course enough elemental resistances so that you can be capped at 75% in Merciless. To cover your intelligence and dexterity requirements of your skill gems and gear, try to get a bit of those attributes on the gear you craft or buy as well. The main unique item I recommend for this build is the Comb's Primacy Axe, and I would recommend obtaining this axe as soon as you reach level 58. This axe will add a ton of damage to your build, and it has the added benefit of giving you Calling Strike, which basically finishes off any enemy below 10 HP, including bosses. And it comes with the added benefit of being relatively cheap. Later on in the game, if you want to further improve your character's damage, I suggest investing into an Series Disfavor axe. This axe will add even more damage, it has faster attack speed, higher physical damage rolls, and it gives you an increased area of effect for Cyclone, together with granting 2+ to socketed support gems. It is pretty expensive though. Finally, if you can afford it and want to take your defenses to the next level, then I'd suggest getting yourself a lightning coil armor. Not only does it grant life and a bit of armor, but more importantly it allows you to mitigate 30% of incoming physical damage as lightning damage, which then is mitigated by your lightning resistances, thus making you significantly tankier. But just like the Atziri axe, it is pretty expensive and it is in no way required. When it comes to jewels, I recommend looking for a mix of the following affixes: increased maximum life, physical damage, attack speed, and dexterity or intelligence. The flask setup I recommend is 2 Divine Life Flasks of Staunching, 1 Amble Granite Flask of Iron Skin, a Basalt Flask, and an Amble Quicksilver Flask of Warding to help protect you against curses. And that's it guys, make sure to check the forum guide for more details and for future updates to the build. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the comment section or in the forum post. If you liked the video and want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and bros, do you even nerd?